AMITA for cutting off my best friend after she spread a rumor that I'm secretly gay. I'm shaking a little as I write this, and I'm honestly not sure if I'm overreacting or if my anger is justified. My best friend, Sarah, and I have been inseparable since we were kids. We've shared everything. First crushes, family drama, career anxieties, you name it. She's been my rock, and I thought I was hers. That's why what happened last week has completely shattered me. The background is, I'm a pretty private person, but I'm not hiding anything significant. I'm straight, no secrets. I've had a couple of serious relationships in the past, and while things are a little quiet on the dating front right now, it's just that, quiet. It's not a big deal to me. Sarah, on the other hand, is a total social butterfly and knows everyone in our town. She thrives on gossip, which I usually find a bit annoying, but I've always chalked it up to her outgoing personality. The build-up to this whole mess was subtle at first. A few weeks ago, I started noticing people looking at me a bit strangely. My barista at the coffee shop, who's always been friendly, gave me this awkward half-smile. My neighbor asked if I was still seeing anyone, which seemed oddly pointed. I brushed it off as paranoia, but it kept happening. Then, a mutual acquaintance, Mark, who I barely know, asked me if I was ready to come out yet, and then quickly backtracked, saying Sarah had mentioned something about me. That's when the alarm bells really started ringing. I confronted Sarah about it. I asked her point blank if she'd been talking about me to people, and specifically if she'd said anything about my sexuality. She got defensive, said I was being paranoid, that Mark was just a weirdo, and that I was overthinking things. She swore she hadn't said anything, but her tone felt off, and she avoided eye contact. I didn't push it too hard because I desperately wanted to believe her. We've been through too much for a silly misunderstanding. Then the main conflict happened. Last Saturday, I was at a local pub with a few other friends, and Sarah was there too. The conversation eventually turned to dating, and someone, I think it was Emily, brought up that I hadn't been seeing anyone lately. Sarah, with a little laugh, chimed in, "Oh, she's just not telling anyone yet, but you know, she's been really into this new friend from her pottery class, very artistic type." Now, I do have a new friend from pottery class, a guy named David. He's a platonic friend. But the way Sarah said it, the knowing wink she gave Emily, made it clear she was implying more. Emily, bless her innocent heart, then asked, "Oh, so you have a boyfriend?" And Sarah, instead of correcting it, just nodded and said, "Let's just say things are getting serious, and it's exciting to see her finally embracing who she is." My blood ran cold. Embracing who she is. What the hell does that mean? It clicked. Sarah hadn't just hinted at anything. She had actively, deliberately, and with a malicious glee I've never seen in her before, created a rumor that I'm secretly gay and David is my boyfriend. I stood up, my hands trembling, and asked her, "Sarah, what are you talking about? David is my friend, and why are you telling people I'm gay when I'm not?" The room went silent. Sarah's face fell, but there was a flicker of something unreadable in her eyes, a mix of shock and, I swear, a weird kind of satisfaction. She stammered, "Oh, I thought maybe you were trying to hint at it. You've been so private lately." Private? Because I'm not broadcasting my every thought to the world? Because I'm not oversharing my dating life like she does? I was so hurt and so angry that I just walked out. I couldn't even look at her. I ended up going home and crying. I've been avoiding her calls and texts since then. I know I should probably talk to her properly, get to the bottom of why she would do this. Is she jealous? Does she think it's funny to create drama? Does she actually think I'm gay and is trying to help me come out? Whatever the reason, it feels like a betrayal of the highest order. She didn't just spread a rumor. She fabricated a false identity for me and then implied I was being dishonest about it. It's not just about being straight. It's about her twisting my life and my relationships into something they're not, and doing it with my supposed best friend by her side. I feel so alone and so let down. I can't imagine ever trusting her again. AMITA?